Alvin Adams at center, Boozy and Westfall. And just a moment ago, this scene. This will be the last time you'll see these four men smiling together. Les Habeger and Al Bianchi, the assistants for Lenny Wilkins and John McLeod. Sit down and enjoy. It's going to be a dandy.
The NBA on CBS. Today's Western Conference Championship game is sponsored by Lowenbrau, Light Special and Dark Special, when it's time for the taste of a truly great American beer. Chevrolet and your neighborhood Chevrolet dealer who invite you to test drive the first Chevy of the 80s, Citation. And by Alcoa, producer of energy-saving aluminum.
And Darryl Gerritsen will be the lead official here in Phoenix this afternoon. Bob Rakel and Dick Bavetta out on the floor with Eddie Middleton across the way at the scorer's table. He will be the alternate. Watch inside, away from the ball. It has been fierce between these two teams, and Rick, the Sonics have dominated right there. They control the tap. Number 8, Lonnie Shelton. Phoenix must do a better job against Shelton, or they're going to be trailing by 3. Here's Gus Williams. First shot is off, and the first offensive rebound. How the series has gone.
This is a perfect example of what has really caused so many problems for the Suns. Their inability to get the rebounds after the miss by the Sonics.
And Dennis Johnson has put the Sonics up by a field goal. Walter Davis jumped past Robinson.
Let's watch this last play. Here's a good penetration move by Davis. Blows by John Johnson. Good defense there. Shelton coming over to help out. Walter with a good pass to Robinson, but the foul was called before the pass.
And it was against John Johnson, number 27, not Dennis. Number 1 on JJ. Davis maneuvering inside on him.
One of the things I talked to Al and John McLeod about after the ball game was that I thought that Walter Davis should have been more involved early in the game offensively, and it seems as though he's really looking to do things here early.
And of course, John Johnson had such a fine night offensively against Walter, keeping him busy. Shelton outside, he's been incredible. 8 of 14, 8 of 15 in the first 2 games in Seattle, and now he hits his first field goal. He was our MVP Friday night. Here's the truck, going to Adams at the top. They work it inside and low. This time it'll be Sigma was there, and it's Boozy shoots the layup. Robinson, offensive rebound. Coming back down. There's the foul. And there's the muscle of Truck Robinson.
And that brought John McLeod and Al Bianchi off the bench. Great response from the crowd. Now let's watch Leonard Robinson on this last play. Here he is battling on the boards. Missed the shot by Boozy. There he gets it. Good pump fake. Tries to draw his man. Shelton trying to get him. Hustles after it. Perseverance does pay off.
So far in the first 2 games, the Truck is 8 of 20 from the floor for 40%, and he has not hit a free throw. Taken down by Dennis Johnson for the Sonics. And you can hear the crowd here in Phoenix trying to make as much noise as 31,000 did Friday night. In Seattle, it'll go over on the turnover. Sigma losing control at the end line.
They hit Jack a little bit too late. He was wide open on his initial cut. They did not get the ball to him on time, and you should have seen the look of anguish on his face. He knew he was open, and they didn't throw it.
Boozy gives it up. Robinson to Westfall. Westfall maneuvers. DJ, the best defensive guard in the NBA, right on him, and the push is called.
Watch the defense right here. You see John Johnson, good team defense in a position to help. There's the left hand. The no-hand checking rule being called very closely here early in the game.
They're muscling Davis inside. He's forced back out. Truck Robinson jumpers off. Adams couldn't control the ball as he went back up. Now it's Gus Williams. Average 30 against the Lakers. Hangs in the air with the spinning shot and drew the foul. You know, Gus was double pumping on Friday night, and Lenny told him today to go on through with the shot as quickly as he could.
On that particular defensive sequence there, that's what we call in the game bailing a man out. Gus was in a very difficult and awkward position. It was going to be an extremely difficult shot for him to have to make, and Walter Davis bailed him out of it by committing the foul and giving him a chance to go to the free throw line. In that situation, make him take the shot. Have him do the difficult part of it. This is the easy part of it. At least it's supposed to be. It wasn't for the Suns Friday night.
The Wizard from USC hits the field goal. Free throw, 6-4. Boozy up the floor now to Davis. Walter comes down. Pull up on Sigma.
Definitely he's looking to be more offensive minded. They need him. He's a very integral part of their offensive machinery.
JJ spins. Offensive rebound, his second. Dennis Johnson blocked by Adams. And would you believe that DJ comes out of there again with the ball? And look at this, Shelton with another one. This is their fourth opportunity. And in the fifth, Williams comes back. You can't give any team that many shots.
That's exactly right. And John McLeod does not like it. He has called a timeout. He has got to rectify this situation. It's been their downfall. 20 offensive rebounds for Seattle in the first game, 26 in the second game, and right now they just got 4 quick ones. It's a problem.
And Rick, 62 of their total 211 points after offensive rebounds.
Chevy's nationwide celebration is coming from May 11th to Memorial Day, so get ready, America, because you're invited to join Chevy dealers in celebrating the arrival of the first Chevy of the 80s, Chevy Citation, and see the other great Chevy cars and trucks that have made Chevrolet #1. Come on, America, get ready for Chevy's nationwide celebration, starting this Friday, May 11th at your Chevy dealers.
Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Where's that husband of yours?
Okay, watch your back. Coming through.
Must say something.
Is that all you carried up?
Is that all? This is Lowenbrow.
So what are we celebrating?
This is the second year we're sharing this house. I didn't think we'd make it through the second week.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Yeah, I shouldn't say this, because you might think I'm serious. But here's to good friends. All right.
Alcoa can't wait.
Alcoa Pilfer-proof closures have protected products for over 50 years by showing what's been opened and what has not. Alcoa has also developed child-resistant closures. They're tough for kids to open, so they're good protection against too much curiosity. In our hospitals, Alcoa closures help to protect life-supporting systems and medicines. Alcoa closures satisfy very special needs today.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
Next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern on the new look CBS Sports Spectacular. See highlights of the Daytona 200, high kick boxing, international mixed pairs gymnastics, and more. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
The most frustrated man in Phoenix, Tommy Lagarde of the Seattle SuperSonics, cannot play because of an injury. Worked out yesterday. I said, Tommy, can they activate you? He said, only if I bruise 3 of them badly in practice. Oh, would he love to be out there. Westfall goes now to Truck. Rick, Seattle 7 rebounds. Phoenix only 3 and 5 offensive.
There's Chuck Robinson on this last move. Out away from the basket, not where he normally is at his best. Gives a little stutter step. Caught Lonnie Shelton leading the wrong way. Picks up the foul on the drive to the basket. The foul was against Jack Sikma.
Lonnie Shelton's development under Lenny Wilkins has been unbelievable. He was a good player with the New York Knicks, but he was constantly in foul trouble. He is now staying out of that early foul trouble and playing for Wilkins with that same brand of intensity.
Fernandez point out 4 team fouls on the Sonics with 9 minutes still to go in this first quarter.
Williams, and another, that is the 6th offensive rebound. And they play it so calmly together. Great pass by Johnson. Missed the shot underneath, but you couldn't fault that effort for an assist by JJ. There are few better going backdoor with the pass. Davis' pass deflected, and here they come. The men in green have served notice that they will not surrender in Phoenix easily today. Boozy to the attack, and it's Westfall left alone. He shoots much better in Phoenix than he does on the road, and the Sonics come back. Boozy bothered the shot. Shelton coming over Truck Robinson, and it goes against Truck.
Here's the shot by Gus. Looked like Boozy might have got him a little bit. No foul call. The rebound. There's Shelton coming over the top. Robinson called for the foul. Tough one there.
Dennis misses. Knocked away from John and out of bounds by Boozy. I mentioned Westfall. He has shot 58% at home in 5 playoff games and just 44% on the road in 5 games. Williams took the inbounds pass. They set the play. Shelton comes around the double screen, but he sends it back to the left. Now they go into Sigma. He has a height advantage, and he went up over Adams. It is 12-9 Sonics. 8 minutes, first period here in Phoenix. Truck Robinson will shoot it up on Shelton, and the little man, Williams, comes out with a defensive rebound. Here's the Wizard off a foot out of bounds to the Sonics.
Gus tried to make what would have been an excellent pass. He didn't have much room to get it through, and probably figured that if it wasn't going to go through, exactly what happened would have taken place. They'd have to kick the ball.
Shelton lost the pass, went out of bounds, and he's blaming himself. He took full blame. He looked over, said, "I'm sorry." McLeod signals a play, and down they come. It is so much fun to watch these two teams because they play so well together. Here's Boozy. Now Truck looks for a receiver. Puts a move, goes to the running hook. Short, and Sigma just reached over Davis's head. Outlet to the corner. And quickly the Sonics come down. Westfall reached in and fouled Dennis Johnson.
Seattle really getting into the early offense here. They get the ball out again quickly. Dennis Johnson with the ball. Paul Westfall in an attempt to make the steal. Call for going across the arms.
Sonics trying to build an early 5-point lead. They'll go in low now, and the pass back out. 3-second violation called by Bob Rinkle. On the turnover, it goes to the Suns.
Jack Sigma thought that he was going to shoot the ball, John Johnson that is, and when he passed off, he couldn't get out of the lane quick enough.
John looking for a screen as he watches Davis. A good passer. Just sent it right to Adams, rolling in. Alvin will move a lot for a center. He stays on the motion without the ball. That's a 1-point Sonic lead. Crowd chanting defense. The Suns will double team the ball. So far they have gone pretty one-on-one, and Shelton just rolled it in underneath.
That's because he let him get good position. Robinson did that time.
Truck came right back at the offensive end, hustling down after he gave the basket up. 6:25, first period in Phoenix, with the Suns trailing the Sonics 2-0. Sigma got in behind Adams.
Truck Robinson was in the middle of the lane, but a little bit late getting over their weak side help.
Westfall through the middle with a left-handed layup. But he was down. Now he'll hustle back on defense. Here comes Dennis Johnson one-on-one. So Westfall and DJ.
Like a track meet right now.
And Davis Rickles slow it up. The Suns will set some. Inside, Westfall, great fake, throw the layup. Davis with the ball. 2 offensive rebounds, missed both shots, however. JJ's lead pass to Williams to Shelton. Up over Adams, offensive foul.
We'll watch the play again. A great pass this time by Gus Williams. Love to see a bounce pass in that situation. He takes it strong. Watch his left arm. Right there on the clear out. If he hadn't moved his left arm, he would have never been called for the foul.
Is there such a thing as Gar Hurd checks in as a cheap offensive foul?
That was a cheap one, no question about it. He moved it somewhat.
It's hard. I mean, your arm is flying when you're out of control. I don't mean to second guess anybody, but I didn't think Shelton was muscling that much.
You can second guess, Brent. You're entitled to that.
Thank you. There's Big Lonnie. And Lenny's bringing him over. He's going to rest him right now. Going to take him out. And, of course, that means the chairman is in. Number 35, Paul Silas. They don't give up much muscle. And Silas replaces Shelton. A little speed, of course. A little difference in age. Westfall down the baseline. And John Johnson said, "Come on, I know which way you're going to throw it." And Davis comes back. And the veteran JJ's got control. And Westfall. Foul is called as he went for the steal. And it's going against Johnson. He can't believe it. He's standing right in front of me.
Let's watch it right here. Westfall, he loses the hand a little bit. Westfall reaches and knocks it away. Right there with the right arm. And again, one of those little, seems like cheapy ones. He didn't really give him a big shove, but he did move the arm.
Don't call him Red, his mother says. Call him DJ. We'll let the fans vote. It's Davis maneuvering. Jumper way off. Forced at that time. John Johnson's doing a job on Davis mentally. Now from behind the back, Hurd switched on Williams. Little move inside. Silas goes back to Sigma. And there's another 3-second violation. Is there a foul?
3 seconds, Brent.
That's where Silas likes to camp out. He'll find out early if they're going to call it.
again, what happens is that you anticipate a man shooting the ball. When he doesn't take the shot, when it looks like it's a good opportunity, you can't get out of the lane because you're trying to fight for the position for the offensive rebound.
Sonics are up by 3, 4:54 in the first period. The battle for the West, and Gar Hurd didn't get the roll. Jack Sikma did not shoot well Friday night, but he did a lot of other things. Rebound, play defense. Williams jump pass on top of it.
Gus tried to force it a little bit too much that time.
Lenny Wilkinson, slow it down, calm, under control. And here's Alvin Scott checking in, and Davis, who perhaps was trying to do too much alone, will take a breather next to John McLeod.
Graham, we got 4.5 minutes now. The Suns have gone without getting that extra foul to go into the penalty.
Williams field goal, and it's a one-point game.
What you should try and do in that situation, you have the other team and right on the brink of going into the penalty, try and get something inside so you can get to the line. Those are bonus situations for you. They call them a penalty, but for you, it's really a bonus for the offensive team.
Sonics have been getting the ball inside, like right here. They're doing a good job. They miss. It's not a good shooting team, but they just pound away and pound away at that glass.
Now watch Jack Sikma on this last play. Here he comes and sets the screen, rolls to the hoop, gets open. That little bounce hurt him. He might have taken it straight up. Here he has somebody holding the ball, gets loose, and John Johnson in there for the rebound. This has been just disastrous so far for the Suns, those offensive rebounds.
Lenny Wilkins said to me, he said, you know, Brent, the greatest teams in the NBA shoot about 50%. He said that means that half the time they're missing, or you're going to miss. If you go for the rebounds and you'll play defense, you can stay in every game except on those occasions when you're really blown out. And Wilkins has made it pay off.
Well, they shot 37% as a team Friday night. They won the basketball game because they had 26 offensive rebounds.
As a unit, so calm. And now the Suns, a great passing team. They're forced out of it as the Sonics getting their hands on the ball. Alvin Scott off with a shot. Boozy with an offensive rebound. Sends it back to Westfall. We're going to keep harping on offensive rebounds. You always do when the Sonics are involved. Westfall sends it back to Gar Hurd, and Paul gets it right back.
Can't leave that man open.
JJ comes down on Scott. Westfall's over there in case Johnson wants to turn. Now he goes back inside. He anticipated that DJ was going to try to come inside. Westfall set him up that time.
Both teams like to run a lot of cuts to the basket. Phoenix probably even a little bit more so than Seattle. And it makes it difficult on defense to guard men cutting all the time.
3-point lead on Sikma's field goal. 3:24. And Wally Walker checks in early for the Sonics here in Phoenix. He'll go with Scott. Westfall off to DJ. Here's Williams, and as he tried to come around Boozy, he was fouled. Very few men.
Seattle's really getting into what they like, we call their early offense. They get the ball up the floor so quickly. There's DJ, Red, whatever you like to call him, passing it up the floor. Boozy, not good position. Gus able to draw the foul. Gus is so quick that coming at you down the court at full speed, he's almost impossible to defend.
DJ or Red or whatever.
Well, he's just a fine basketball player,
exactly.
so you can call whatever you like.
His mother doesn't like Red. All his old chums in L.A. said that's what they used to call him on the schoolyard, so get it right. And the fans in Seattle will no doubt tell me which one they like. Here's Mike Bratz of Stanford checking in at guard. He's given John McLeod some fine minutes this year. Of course, he's played a lot more since Ron Lee was traded to New Orleans when Chuck Robinson came to the Suns. Free throw by Gus. It's 24-19. The Sonics have built a 5-point lead. They dominated Phoenix in the regular season, and so far they are doing the same in the battle for the Western Championship. Gar Hurd, there's Silas watching him. Foul, loose ball as they battle for that rebound underneath.
That'll be the penalty situation.
That's against Scott, his first. We're going to have a timeout here in Phoenix as Scott and the Suns go over to talk to John McLeod. So with Seattle leading 2-0, they've taken the early lead here in Game 3. And a reminder about next Saturday.
DuPont presents the Car Wax with a watertight guarantee. Rain Dance. It's guaranteed to shine longer, to bead water longer, guaranteed to last longer than the leading car waxes. Or DuPont gives you your money back. Repeat, Rain Dance is guaranteed to shine longer, to beat water longer, to last longer. The Rain Dance guarantee is watertight.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the toughest stealer of them all?
When it starts to rain, the stealers start to bite and hold. Yeah, they do.
Uniroyal presents the Steeler Radial. It's built tough with 2 steel belts, and it's tough to beat when you look at its price, from about $45.
You want to see a cowboy beat a stealer?
The Uniroyal Steeler. You want a tough tire at a price that's fair? You want Uniroyal there.
How long do you want your car to last?
Forever. It still pulls this trailer on our camping trips after more than 10 years.
Of course, the engine gets regular maintenance and Quaker State motor oil.
A lot of rough driving, too. Last year to Death Valley, and we're always to the Sierras backpacking.
Car's done over 100,000 miles, and it's still running fine.
Quaker State can't promise everyone that mileage, but Quaker State helps cars last.
I guess that's why it's the best-selling oil in America.
So we will start our playoff coverage next Friday night on CBS at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, then a doubleheader next Sunday. So much has been written and said about ratings regarding pro basketball this year that I do want to point out that this year our playoff ratings are up 5% over a year ago. I know that's a lot of inside talk, but there have been so many articles written, and the NBA is enjoying a good playoff series for them on television. And, of course, the best is still ahead of us. With this series unfolding, Washington and San Antonio still going good. And Rick, our loyal friends up in Chicago, watching WBBM, even with the Bulls having a disappointing year, already out of the playoffs, they are still right there watching the NBA every Sunday in Chicago. And the players and the corporation appreciates it. Here's Westfall now coming around inside to the left hand. He can go to that offhand so well.
He's one of the greatest left hand in the game for a right-handed player. He has tremendous body control and a great touch with that left hand.
So here's Paul Silas rebounding at 17-7. Sonics. Dennis Johnson with 5 already. Walker brought it up short. Knocked away by Adams, and here's Bratz. It's a 5-point lead. Seattle Bratz.
Good move by Mike Bratz that time. What he did was freeze the defense. He faked like he was going to pass to the right wing. The defense kind of froze, and he took it right up the middle. Good play.
2 minutes. First period. Phoenix. Game 3. Adams is fronting Sigma. Silas collided with Bratz, and the foul going against Michael. And, of course, he's just about got the Bulldog Paul.
You see Silas right there. Hurd goes to help, helping on the defense. Paul wide open and had nothing else to do but foul him. And you'd much rather have Paul Silas shooting free throws than shooting a shot from 2 feet.
So here he is. 14-year man out of Creighton.
2 for 1.
Missed only 2 games the last 5 years. 35 years old. He's a granddaddy, played here in Phoenix. He didn't look too bad on those 2, did he?
The last play is indicative of what Seattle does to you. Westfall came down, had a great drive, made a tough shot for a basket. Right away, boom, up the floor. They get it up quick, get an easy opportunity.
Backdoor, Adams. Good play, they work it a lot. Westfall with a lob pass. Adams coming down the baseline, times his jump.
Great backdoor play. Alvin Adams known for that. He and Paul Westphal worked that beautifully.
Adams had jumped out on Gus and then went back, and so Williams came through with the shot. Now here early, Williams has scored 9 points first period. He's been the high point man in the playoffs. Alvin Adams with a second in a row, but he's hurt. His left ankle. Alvin Adams is hurt. Joe Plosky runs out to him. Adams is down on the floor. 5 on 4. They can't stop it. Now they can. As they come across, they want the 22nd. John McLeod was yelling at Paul. He brought the ball down too far with the man down. People running in that direction. They should have gone to the 22nd right away. This could be serious.
Let's watch the play. Here comes a shot by Westfall. Now you'll see a great play here by Adams. A lot of players would take it back down. He shoots it when he went up. He stepped on the side of Jack Sigma's right foot is what it looked like, Brent. And what happens when you do that, your foot turns over. Now it may not be too severe. Hopefully for the Suns it isn't, but it sure looks painful right now.
Yes, it is. That is painful. Trainer Joe
We can run it again. Now let's look very carefully. Watch Jack Sikma's right foot as Alvin Adams comes down in the middle of your screen. Now watch Sikma. Now watch the right foot, the left foot of Adams coming down right there. You can't see behind Gus, but one thing Kramer does very well is he's a well-coached ball player, knows the fundamentals. As Fred Brown shoots the ball, he usually tries to box out. He knows he's not that big. He's got position on Sikma. Sikma must go over his back to get the ball. This is what he has to do. A small man must use his body and box out constantly.
Kramer has 5 rebounds in the first 2 games. He played only 12 minutes in game 2. Here is the young man.
2 fouls on Jack Sikma. Both teams in the penalty.
And Dennis Autry, who played so very well Friday night, checks in and Sikma is out.
Now, Brent, we have talked about how well the Sonics have dominated the boards and the early offense and the opportunities they're getting. And yet, the Suns are only 2 points behind, so they have to feel very good. They're not playing their best basketball, and yet they're right in the basketball game.
But, Rick, they have to be very down about losing Adams. He is a very key man.
No question about it. He's a great passer.
They've got to have him back. We'll get word immediately from the locker room.
Wally Walker just walked with the ball. They didn't call it.
Here is Dennis Johnson hesitating and shanking, but there's a loose ball foul. It'll go over to the Suns. Was it against Silas or was it against Autry? He was pushing against Autry.
Here's the play again. The shot going up. Hard to see Dennis Autry there in the middle of your screen. They're giving Kramer a little bit of a push as the shot was coming off.
You know, I'm rather surprised. They've got a height advantage on Kramer. Sonics have gone down and muscled him and sent him to the free throw line a couple of times.
Well, you would think that what they try to do is take advantage and bring the ball inside, but they've elected to go with the outside shots. It's hard to figure out sometimes.
30-29, Sonics over the Suns. Last shot time. There's that trap defense, and the young man, Kramer.
And now hit our cameraman right in the face. Hope he's okay. He got him pretty good.
Yes. Freddie Brown working against the clock. Intercepted. Here's Bratz. Westball to the left-handed layup has put the Suns ahead. 9 seconds to go. Here's downtown. No. Even if it had gone in, it would not have counted. The period ended just before Freddie squeezed the trigger. The first period is over, and the Suns lead it by a point.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special. The beer will
Brown. What's all this? Compliments of the gentleman at the bar, sir.
So tonight.
That is no gentleman.
That's Tom Grant. Tom, I don't believe
What's
it.
it been, 5 years?
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Somebody's got to say it, you two. Here's to good friends.
All right.
Chevrolet demonstrates the numbers of the 1980 Chevy Citation.
It's the first Chevy of the 80s.
Chevy Citation has mid-size room enough for 5 people. And in the hatchbacks, Citation has room enough for 30 bags of groceries and 2 people. Yet it's efficient enough to offer gas mileage estimates you might expect in a smaller car. Take a Citation demonstration drive at your Chevy dealers today.
Chevy Citation.
I'm Jamal Wilkes of the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm concerned. Concerned about the trauma caused by child abuse. I'm concerned about problems faced by the sick, the aged, and the handicapped. I'm concerned about my community, and that's why I support United Way, because they are concerned. United Way, thanks to you, it works for all of us.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Basketball Association. And as I look down to my left and we see the statistics from the first period, I see our cameraman, Dave Finch, using one of the handhelds right there. He took a pretty good blow right directly in the mouth, and I think he's going to be all right. Hang in there, Big Dave. Here we go now. Walter Davis coming up, firing. Kramer was up high, and the foul will go against him.
Walter is coming up to a little bit of a pattern now offensively. As we see the shot come up there, Paul Silas with great position underneath. There's the foul over the back. Walter, every time he gets the ball, he's giving a pump fake first before he shoots the ball. John Johnson is waiting for it every time. He's not taking the fake. A few times he's just come down and go straight up and shoot it.
Johnson and Brown are the two Sonic guards. This is Freddie, and here is DJ from the right corner. It'll go down. Sonic sees back the lead on the first hoop of the second period. Robinson's up front with Davis and Kramer. See how they triple team Truck? Westfall gave it off that time, and there was a foul as he came to the glass. Now that is what John McLeod picked up in the game films. 3 men will converge on Truck Robinson.
They also had a group of men converging on Paul Westfall. That's the way their defense is set, to shut the middle off, force the team to the perimeter.
Andre switched out on Davis. Here's Westfall. DJ right there with him. Davis from the left.
That's the second time he shot the ball without giving any kind of a fake, and he's made both of those shots. When he gives the fake, it seems to throw him off his rhythm.
That is what he was practicing before the game. Traveling, it'll go over to the Suns. He had a ball boy throwing the ball, and he moved around the perimeter to fire as quickly as he could.
Watch Paul Silas's feet. One. Well, right there was the walk. He took the extra step as he was throwing the ball back. He didn't walk at the onset.
Ted McLean, guard out of Tennessee State, 6'3". He's an 8-year professional veteran, number 12 in the Suns' backcourt. Truck Robinson for the same school misses, and Silas for position. And the officials are trying to take charge underneath here early in this game.
Alvin Adams, before he went out, Brett, was shooting 4 for 5 from the floor.
Early word from the Suns locker room. Sprained ankle, and Alvin Adams is obviously in a lot of pain. We'll see what happens.
Now watch Lonnie Shelton here. He's going to come down. He'll set a screen. He knocked the ball away right there, and he hit him on the arm, so the foul's called against Kramer.
Now, we've had also fouls against Robinson, and we have had fouls against Bronx. Davis to Bronx, who tried to throw it up. He was in too far. Shelton off down to Dennis Johnson. Lead to JJ. Looking for the open man, was sealed and went behind him. Oh, the veteran John Johnson. Saw the right side, covered up, knew that DJ was in behind him. The little things that are so successful for a professional team.
That comes with playing with one another. You know where people are supposed to be on the floor, and you can expect them to be there when you have a good basketball team. And John Johnson, a fine passer, had 9 assists in the first game, Brent.
Now, the reason Dennis Johnson's going out is because he just picked up his 3rd personal foul. That's why he was headed across court. We're going to have a...
There's nothing like regular Gatorade. Except new Instant Gatorade. It's great when you've got a lot of thirsty bodies around. And Instant Gatorade works just like regular Gatorade to help put back fluids and salts your body sweats away. A combination you don't get from ordinary soft drinks or water. So give your body what it's thirsty for. New Instant Gatorade Thirst Quencher, when you're thirsty to win.
Ace Hardware presents Suzanne Summers.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man. He knows you need to fix things, he shows you how you can. His price is right on everything, and he's got your favorite brand. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man. He's so helpful. Yeah. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man.
Sears National Automotive Sale. Now America can save money on the best-selling steel-belted radial tire in Sears history. Get them now and save yourself $36 to $76 on a set of 4. The Sears heavy-duty shock can help save you. Help save you from some of the jolts, jars, and jerks. Help save you some money, too. America's best-selling shock on sale only $5.99 each at Sears.
Next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, the pros George McGinnis and Doug Collins, the old pros Kevin Lockery and Gus Johnson, and the would-be pros Kevin Dobson and Ben Vereen all go 3-on-3 shooting for a championship. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Nothing surprising about that statistic, is there? On Friday night, when Seattle won at home, the Sonics had 6 players score double figures. The Suns had but 4. If you look at the Suns scoring here this afternoon, they have 4 men from the starting lineup doing much better at the top. So John McLeod has to be happier with the stats. Bratz with the high arch puts it down. DJ looking on with those 3 fouls as Phoenix regains the lead by a point. The Wizard goes to downtown. Autry, offensive rebounding, and there's the absence of people like Alvin Adams, and that will start to take its toll. McLean jumped it back to Joel Kramer, but they'll go the other way and put it in with the foul.
That basket will count. That was just a great pass. Let's watch McLean here. He sees the man open as he goes up to shoot. He cut to the basket. He had Autry out of position. Kramer puts it in, gets the foul. Not many players will look to see opportunities like that develop. So many times when you go up to shoot, Brent, the defensive men turn their head, and it's a great opportunity to make that type of pass.
And the pressure forces a violation on the inbounds pass. Now, Lenny Wilkins has practiced hard against the Phoenix press. But here it was simply, as they threw the ball inbounds, put his foot across that line, and the Suns get it right back, leading it by 2.
Well, they missed Ted McLean wide open under the basket that time.
Missing, tap back in. Autry couldn't hold on, and the young man, Joel Kramer.
What a lift he's given them when Alvin Adams going out. Here's the play again. Autry just loses the handle. Kramer, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. He was in the right place at the right time. Not saying that he's not good, because he's played well so far.
Autry's had some trouble holding on to the ball the last couple of trips. Williams from behind the screen, now 12 points.
And Lenny Wilkins knows that he's had trouble. He's bringing Jack Sikma back in. He's reported. Will come in the next dead ball.
Davis wants it. Inside, hesitation. Great offensive move by Walter Davis. 42-38, Suns by 4. They double team Johnson and McLean fouled it. They're going at it. John Johnson and Davis. This has been the confrontation.
First it was Ted McLean. Davis came in afterwards. McLean and Johnson who had the words first. Gus Johnson wisely getting John Johnson away from the situation. As we said earlier, it's been a very emotional and physical series. And we'll see what triggered it on this play. Davis as he guards Johnson. Now you'll see McLean come over for the double team action. Now watch McLean, and he will grab him very hard right around the neck there. John Johnson didn't like it too much.
Sikma faces up. He has a big advantage on Kramer, but he misses his first shot. Since checking back in. Now the Suns. The break, and it's Davis.
That's foul on Sikma. As we'll watch Davis on the play. Here he comes. We'll watch Sikma. See as he gets good position. There's his position. Davis tries to jump around him. Sikma does move his body. Picks up the foul. That is now 3 fouls on Jack Sikma. 4 team fouls on both teams. Tremendous body control by Davis that time, Brent, to pick up the foul. I mean, he just did an acrobatic move to get around Sikma. Jacques Demois would have been proud of him on that one.
the All-Pro from North Carolina. 44-38. Here's Williams. It's 2-on-1. JJ's open, coming on the wing.
Boy, did they get that ball up quickly. Makes it so tough for the defense. Get an easy basket like that, breaks your heart.
Kramer's out away from the basket as McLean comes in around. He turned it over. He turned his dribble over. It'll go to the Sonics on the side.
We'll watch the play again. Watch how the high dribble comes. Right there. So what he did is he parried the ball. He got it up too high and he carried it forward.
Our report from the locker room is that Alvin Adams probably will not return today because of that sprained ankle which he suffered in the first period. And Kramer steals the ball from John Johnson. McLean loses control. Bats it though to Walter Davis, who was hustling on the trail. Boozy, Truck Robinson slow coming back. McLean misses. Kramer coming up. Loose ball foul up over Sigma's back. Hustling Joel Kramer has not given an inch.
What a golden opportunity the Suns blew that time. They had a chance to even perhaps pick up another foul on Sigma, who was coming in to make the defensive play. We see the shot this time come up by McLean. Right there, Kramer over the back.
The Phoenix Suns, more so than ever now, must operate their offense almost perfectly. They cannot face a challenge rebounding without Alvin Adams. They must get the percentage shot. They must keep the ball moving because the Sonics are going to dominate the glass in this game at both ends. Now, we do not have the steep incline that we had in Seattle, so there's not that much distraction. You can see a few fans waving their hands as they did in Seattle. When I talked to Don Boozy, and he said, Brent, I don't want that alibi. I simply blew the free throws Friday night in Seattle. Those fans didn't distract me. And a timeout has been called. The Suns will regroup.
If your engine isn't starting on cue, put in a fresh set of Champion spark plugs at least once a year. Champion and your engine can make beautiful music together. You can't buy a better plug.
Olympic gold medal winner Bruce Jenner makes action look easy.
I'm Christy Jenner, and my Minolta XG 35mm reflex camera makes it easy to catch Bruce in action. One touch on this electronic button, and Minolta XG electronics take over to give me great pictures automatically. I just focus and shoot.
And when the action speeds up, the optional auto winder even makes it easier to get those quick shots. The Minolta XG, the automatic choice for action photography.
200 years ago, the American dream was to own a home much like this. A lot has changed since then, but the American dream is still to own a home, and that dream needs protecting. That's why realtors are working with government, industry, and financial institutions to see that today's Americans can get the homes they need. Because realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, working for America's property owners.
Rick, they're going to go to a double pick here as John McLeod diagramming the play for the Suns.
Yes, the play is going to go to Truck Robinson. If he does not have the opportunity, they're then going to look to get the ball back to Joel Kramer, the man in your picture who has done such an outstanding job so far filling in for the injured Alvin Adams.
Suns shooting 46%, the Sonics 45%, rebounds 23-14, Sonics with a huge lead. Westfall holds it, they set it, Robinson comes through to that side, they go cross court to Boozy. So they'll have to reset now. Boozy will take it from the perimeter, and that is his first field goal of the afternoon, 46-42. JJ sends it back to Gus in the corner. Otry maneuvers that little rolling hook shot. So they go in low to operate with Alvin Adams out. You're wondering, when they take Joel Kramer out, what will they do? Well, here's the man, 21, Truck Robinson. Remember when he broke into the league with Washington? He played center for K.C. Jones behind Wes Unseld. Loose Davis. They got a fresh 24, so there's plenty of time. The veteran Dick Snyder, as Westfall spins to the right, and Snyder was there. Westfall screaming he was fouled, and while he was screaming, John Johnson broke free. Westfall was concerned about the officiating, and Johnson burned him.
Exactly right, Brett. In fact, he had a chance to get that rebound, but he was so upset by the lack of a call that Seattle capitalized on it with an opportunity for 3 points.
As a result, the Sonics can go ahead. And here is a man I just can't say enough about, John Johnson.
Now let's watch the play, see if he had reason to complain. There's the play right there. Looked like he might have caught him on the hand after the shot. Dick Snyder was guarding him.
You will not find John Johnson in any All-Star game, but you have to find him in back-to-back World Championship Series. As John is saying, Paul, why worry about it? We're going to change it. And he goes out for a little breather as you see the foul situation. The officiating has been tight here early. I would say perhaps just a touch tighter than it was Friday night.
I would say a lot tighter.
But it was much tougher Friday night. Here is Boozy. Coming around, Davison sending it back to him. Goes to that jump shot, and there is Autry with the position. And it's Williams, the open man, Shelton.
That was a bad gamble that time by Mike Bratz. He went for the steal, and when he missed the ball, he had an easy 2-on-1 break.
John Johnson signaling out a defensive play. Ian Silas. Snyder tapped it, but right to Robinson, who's fouled as he came up.
Just moments ago, let's watch the action underneath the basket. We'll watch Joel Kramer on the ISO camera. Look at the battling here, trying to fight for that position. A lot of contact. There's Boosie. A lot of contact there. No foul called.
Fouls are going to be a factor. That is 3 against Lonnie Shelton. And that's why Paul Silas is coming back in. So when you got people like the chairman and Shelton and Sigma and Autry, your one concern is when 2 or 3 of them get into foul trouble at the same time. You can cover up when any one of them gets into a jam, but not 3.
That happened against Los Angeles when they played down in L.A. They had the big men in foul trouble. They lost that tough ball game for Los Angeles.
1 point, Seattle lead after that free throw by the trucker who goes back on defense. So Joel Kramer has looked his opportunity squarely in the eye, and the young man is hanging tough. John Johnson goes into the corner, wanted to send it back to Autry, loose off of the steal. Here comes Davis. Here's the Greyhound. He'll pull up, jump it to Boozy, who came in on Snyder, score it. He'll come to the line.
Good team basketball here. Walter Davis again sees the opportunity to make a fine pass to Boosie, puts it on the floor. Made the contact, got a break on the foul call that time. Snyder seemed like he held his position pretty good, but he may have acted a little bit too much on it, Brent. And a lot of times when you do that, it'll backfire against you.
Missed free throw come right back because of the penalty, and Lenny Wilkins looking on calmly. Not a man who will lose control of his emotions. For the last 2 years has done an unbelievable job when you consider that he took over a team that was down in the dumps last year, got it into the World Championship, lost the center, put him back together, and here he is again. Seattle SuperSonics playing for the championship of the West. Snyder quickly sends it back to Gus over there on that left side. Foul as he came through with the shot, and it goes against Walter Davis.
So again, Walter picks up the foul, his second one of the game, and both times he's bailed Gus out. Gus was double pumping again, Brent, and he gets the luxury of going to the free throw line in the penalty situation. 3 for 2.
While Gus Williams is shooting a free throw, Lenny Wilkins is calmly diagramming a play for Freddie Brown. When he sends Freddie back into the game, we're going to send him in a certain direction to get a field goal attempt, no doubt, for downtown. Yesterday, Lenny was out playing a little 2-on-2 basketball. Practice for the Sonics was not mandatory.
It's amazing what a relaxed atmosphere prevails when you have a 2-0 lead in championship competition.
Suns are playing them tough. Tied right now again. Joe Kramer outside with Autry on him. Michael Bratz wants the screen man to come over. Robinson instead comes around, takes it from him. Double team, the truck goes to the glass. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left, first half. Washington and San Antonio are now even in their series, a victory apiece. We'll have some highlights at halftime. John Johnson shot a little flat, spun back out. Here's the Greyhound. He can put it down like no forward in the league. But that time, he put it down a little too quickly and traveled.
They got our cameraman again.
Boy, poor David down
Dave's
there.
having a tough time. Here we go again. Now watch. We see Dave. He's got the shot from down on the floor. There's Walter walking right there. Now watch. He's going to come and have a little join him.
That's our tough West Coast crew in here from Los Angeles. They'll keep it up. They play with those hurts. Autry now goes to Snyder. Coming around, a tough Autry pick. Dennis rolled off. I'm surprised Dick didn't get it to him. He was tied up. Gus Williams with the jumper from the perimeter. 4:14 first half, 16 points for the Wizard. Bronx is blocked by Autry. Davis will come in with it.
Well, sometimes the ball bounces your way. Here it is. Just bounces right to Walter in the right place at the right time again. It's a fine block that time by Autry.
Williams. Robinson muscles Autry out of there. Outlet now to Joel Kramer, who sends it back to Boozy. You can't say enough about Kramer's job. Here is Robinson. Alvin Adams out with a sprained ankle, and the Truck can heat up. Lenny Wilkins may call a timeout with Truck shooting that way. Yes, he will. Now he's going to send Brown back in the game. Now he said, go ahead. He's got Brown over the scoring table. At first, he signaled for a timeout. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Silas rolls the hook short, and Davis with the rebound. Now remember, Robinson has hit his last 2 attempts. Davis turned the ball over. Here's Robinson from the corner. Misfired that time. And as Johnson came out, he charged into Kramer. Offense.
Joe Kramer doing a fine job out there. Heads up basketball. Let's watch him on the play. You'll see what develops. He doesn't have the ball. Gets his position. He's moving a little bit. Now we'll watch Walter on this last play. Now watch him turn this ball over, right over here. He really carried the ball, but he got away with it, and that's all that matters. We'll keep it rolling here, and we'll see the play. There's Kramer with the position from a different angle. Another great job by our cameraman, Tony Werner, directing them.
And Rick, our 4 starters now for the Sonics, 3 fouls apiece. John Johnson, Shelton, Sigma, and Dennis Johnson. Gus Williams does not have a foul. Each of the other 4 Sonic starters, 3 fouls. Silas checking Robinson, who comes up. He's red hot right now. He's 3 of 4. He has caught up at 2:42. Sonics come down. It amazes me how teams can group together after they lose a player like Alvin Adams. When I sit there and say things are going to go one way, and everybody else just kind of sucks in and draws together.
What happened is the ball was not touched by Darryl Garrison. He called for the ball. Fred Brown did not give it to him. Darryl Garrison made it a point to get Fred Brown's attention to bring him back. Said, Freddie, don't do that.
And Gus Williams didn't see the ball coming from behind Freddie's back. Now Gus Williams, the Wizard, goes and dishes inside, and Freddie from the right side. Robinson muscling Autry to the floor.
That's a good call, but people don't like it. Truck Robinson backed in on that play and knocked Dennis Autry down. Watch it right here. Now watch Truck Robinson. We can see him before, right here. Boom. He is the man that initiated the contact. That is a good call. Here's the play again. Watch the Truck. Right there, back right into him.
Technical foul. Al Bianchi came up screaming off the Suns bench. And it's a tee on the assistant coach. And Williams hits the free throw.
I pointed out, Brent, our angles on the replay there, we really didn't get the proper angle to see it, but I was watching very closely. Robinson definitely committed a foul.
When Truck Robinson began complaining, it excited the crowd. The crowd would not have been as vociferous against this call had it not been for Truck's reaction. It was a fine call.
This is it, America, the new Chevrolet.
America, if you're looking for a full-size car that goes easy on the gas.
This is it.
And easy on the road.
This is it.
A car with all kinds of room inside.
This is it.
The new Chevrolet, a new generation car bought and embraced by more than 1 million people in its first 2 years. Caprice and Impala for 1979.
This is it. America, the new Chevrolet.
The Miller people promised me a case of light beer if I could keep this ball spinning for the length of this commercial. Now, I'm not one to show off, but I do just about anything for a few light beers. You see, light's got 1/3 less calories than the regular beer and it's less filling, so I can stay loose. But the thing I like best is the taste. And I believe at this time that somebody here owes me a case of that taste. Thanks a lot, boys. See you around.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Hi, Charlie.
This is Bache's 100th anniversary, and that's important to me, because I'm a broker at Bache. They've given me a century of experience, and that's hard to come by. But I've got to have a winning attitude to use that experience for my clients. Bache encourages that. That's why brokers and investors with a winning attitude have been working with Bache for 100 years.
The winning attitude at Bache. Since 1879.
Well, let's see. In the front row, Dick Van Arsdale is next to Matt Winnick in the glasses from the NBA office. Right behind Matt, Scotty Sterling, general manager of the Golden State Warriors, talking to Jerry Colangelo, the general manager of the Phoenix Suns.
You sure that's Dick? I never did know him apart. I couldn't tell.
Autry is at the free throw line for the Sonics. I cheated. He was in the locker room before the game, and they told me it was Dick and not Tom. But Rick, you know, the players who have been on the same team with them say that it's not that hard after you've been around it, but it still is for me. Autry missing again, and the crowd loved it. 3 fouls on Chuck Robinson. 2 minutes and 24 seconds to go. And, of course, free throws meant so much to Phoenix down the stretch in Seattle Friday night. Here's Bayard Forrest. He is operating at center, traveling. They have turned it over. Joe Hassett checks in.
That was excellent team by the Seattle SuperSonics. Dennis Autry switching out in the guard, making the quick switch back. Excellent team defense.
Bayard is 6'10". He's out of Grand Canyon. Freddie Brown goes out, and Hassett, as I told you, is on the floor. Offensive foul. Reaching around, Dennis Autry. That is his 3rd foul. That's 16 fouls against the Sonics, as you see the shooting here in the second period. Westfall, short. Oh, 2 Suns went battling for it. And the loose ball foul goes against Wally Walker of the Sonics. That is 17 against the Sonics. And 15 fouls against the Suns here in the first half. And the veteran Gar Hurd at the line. Here's the penalty. First half. They work the trap. They go to Williams, and Bayard Forrest fouled him in the backcourt. That's what Lenny wanted his men to do. He said, when they go to the trap, Gus, I want you to put it down and keep dribbling. But once you give the dribble up, I want the ball passed someplace. But he said, put it down on those big guys if they come at you.
You saw Boehner. That's a pretty tough assignment. A fellow his size trying to guard Gus Williams. It's
no way he stays up with him.
It's tough for a little guy to stay with Gus.
But Lenny said that when a guard gets in trouble in this league against the press is after he gives up the dribble, he holds on to the ball. He got to keep dribbling until he's got an open man that he can go to with a pass.
Especially in the trap situation, what you have to do is you wait till the defensive man is committing himself coming to you, but you get rid of the ball before he gets all the way to you.
Here's the penalty. And here is Joe Kramer replacing Forrest at 145. They gave him a quick breather. That young man's got to carry the load with Adams out.
Shows you the confidence of John McLeod now, Bianchi having that young man to bring him back into the ball game. He's been playing exceptionally well for them.
Truck Robinson with 3 fouls is sitting out right now. The reason why we've got so many substitutions is because so many starters have 3 fouls here in the first half. Bird holding it up. The deep corner to Westfall. Williams inviting him to come to the baseline where he's got help. And Paul comes the other way, underhand scoop, up for around Dennis Autry. That is his third foul. That's 16 fouls against the Sonics as you see the shooting here in the second period. Westfall, short. Oh, two Suns went battling for it. And the loose ball foul goes against Wally Walker of the Sonics. That is 17 against the Sonics. And 15 fouls against the Suns here in the first half. And the veteran Gar Hurd at the line. Here's the penalty. First half. They work the trap. They go to Williams, and Bayard Forrest fouled him in the backcourt. That's what Lenny wanted his men to do. He said, when they go to the trap, Gus, I want you to put it down and keep dribbling. But once you give the dribble up, I want the ball passed someplace. But he said, put it down on those big guys if they come at you.
You saw Boehner. That's a pretty tough assignment. A fellow his size trying to guard Gus Williams. It's
no way he stays up with him.
It's tough for a little guy to stay with Gus.
But Lenny said that when a guard gets in trouble in this league against the press is after he gives up the dribble, he holds on to the ball. He got to keep dribbling until he's got an open man that he can go to with a pass.
Especially in the trap situation, what you have to do is you wait till the defensive man is committing himself coming to you, but you get rid of the ball before he gets all the way to you.
Here's the penalty. And here is Joe Kramer replacing Forrest at 145. They gave him a quick breather. That young man's got to carry the load with Adams out.
Shows you the confidence of John McLeod now, the Yankee having that young man to bring him back into the ball game. He's been playing exceptionally well for them.
Truck Robinson with 3 fouls is sitting out right now. The reason why we've got so many substitutions is because so many starters have 3 fouls here in the first half. Bird holding it up. The deep corner to Westfall. Williams inviting him to come to the baseline where he's got help. And Paul comes the other way, underhand scoop. Up three. Open man is Williams. Breaking free on the transition game. Oh, when you got the rebound and you can take off. Now the Suns come back down, leading it by 2, 1:15. Loose ball. Scott racing back. It's 3-on-1. The Sonics. And Scott forced Silas to travel. Actually, Paul just did not have control.
Let's watch Joe Hassett in his attempt to play defense on Paul Westfall away from the basketball. Here you see him here. Paul doing a pretty good job of using his arm to keep him off and giving a little act, trying to pick up the foul, but there was no foul called on the play.
Mike Bratz in the backcourt. He'll work with Paul Westfall here during the last minute 4. He's been impressive. A man from Stanford. Scott, oh, they forced the turnover from Kramer to Autry. Williams coming out, and there's a foul.
That's what you call using your head by Wally Walker. Let's watch this. Wally ran through, his head actually hit the ball out of the man's hand. Gar Hurd couldn't stop himself. Picks up the foul. A lot of bodies falling around on the floor out here. The action still maintaining the hot heaviness that it did from the game on Friday.
And the reason why games in the NBA sometimes take on a sloppy note in the second period is because that's when the coaches generally go to their benches. They rest them in with fouls, and they give some of their starters breathers. And when you put like 2 starters with 3 substitutes, they don't have quite the same cohesiveness that the 5 regulars do, or the 5 substitutes for that matter. And we've seen some of that sloppy play demonstrated here, but it has been a fine one so far, with the Suns ahead of the Sonics by 2, 58 seconds, first half. And it is a 1-point basketball game. Seattle leading in the battle for the Western supremacy. In the middle of your screen is the time check I just gave you as we move inside of 50 seconds. Gar Hurd sends it back to Scott. You put it down on Walker, and Hassett forced, almost got the steal. Gar Hurd from the pack. Quickly to Williams, and Gus is just releasing now. Gus is just taking off as soon as the shot. Phoenix had got to watch him. 27 seconds with a big rebounding edge for the Sonics. They're cheating. Westfall offhand miss. Kramer with an offensive rebound. He missed it. And Alvin Scott dribbles out for the Suns.
They should play for 1 shot now. There's only 14 seconds counting down, as you see. Get the ball in the air with about 2 seconds to go.
Bratz had to check the game clock because, of course, the shot clock on top of the basket goes off with less than 24. Scott missed the rebound, and that is it. The end of the first half with the Seattle SuperSonics under Lenny Wilkins and Les Habecker ahead of the Phoenix Suns by the slimmest of margins. Coming up, a report from now, this could be the most important half of the season for the Phoenix Suns. They trail the Sonics 2-0 in the battle for the Western supremacy. Game 4 is coming up Tuesday night right here in Phoenix. And for the Suns to force that Game 5 Friday night back in the Kingdom, they must win one of the two. This, you would believe, has to be their best shot if they're going to break through. Sonics with Gus Williams leading the way, having scored 24 points in that first half. The Suns in white, knocked away and run down Westfall. Inside of 5, 3 seconds on the shot clock, and there's trouble. Rick, his outside game is as good as I've seen in a while.
Yes, he's been shooting the ball quite good, and it's a matter of confidence. He hit a few shots there in the other ball game Friday night, and it seemed to help his confidence quite a bit.
But they may need that muscle underneath. Let's see what happens. Sigma faces up Kramer. No doubt he was told that. He could observe it. He's got such a height advantage. Kramer can't be worried about it. He's just got to hustle back down after giving up a basket. Hopefully they'll get a quick number 4 on Sigma if you're a Phoenix fan. Hopefully not if you're pulling for the Sonics. Now it's Boozy coming around to the top and sending it back to Westfall. Ball sends it inside. Here's Davis. He was double teamed and he traveled. Johnson came back on him. Just what John McLeod was telling Rick Barrett a moment ago. DJ and Gus bring it up. Gus yelling out the call. Boozy, who had done well defensively against Gus in the first 2, having some trouble here. Of course, John McLeod went to Bratz for some offensive production. DJ is off. Batted by Boozy right to Kramer. So maybe the Suns can play a little volleyball at the offensive end if they get a shot. Davis, the Greyhound.
Good explosive move that time by Walter Davis. He has an exceptionally quick first step. Gives him the opportunity to blow by the defense. So watch it here. Gave a little head fake right there. 2 quick steps. You get the step and a half on the drive. Lays it in.
He can move as quick dribbling as any forward I have ever seen. Williams to that right-hand turnaround and Shelton offense. And it was a tough one. He had to come back outside. Foul called by Dick Babetta as Williams was coming in.
Here we'll watch again. Here we see Gus driving to the basket right there with the right arm. The hand-checking rule. Foul on Boozy.
3 on Boozy, who then made the steal. Westfall's got Boozy. Just can't shoot well the last couple of games, can he? Now Williams. Over to the right. Here's JJ. He was deadly in the second half Friday night.
That's too easy, Brent. They got the ball. They threw it to Gus near half court. He got it over half court. 1 pass, another pass, 15-foot open shot. Sonic defense. Sonic offense moving well. Sun defense not executing well right now.
As a result, the Sonics have regained the lead. Davis coming down the baseline. Walter Davis took charge of a Friday night game during the regular season between these 2 teams. When overtime, he exploded for 40 points. He's no surprise to the Sonics. Double screen on that side. Johnson hesitates and hits it. And Red Johnson comes right on back with Westfall. Davis comes free. There's Boozy. Sonic is down. Now his son is down. We have bodies all over. Traveling.
Walter is playing a little bit out of control at times. When he comes up the floor, he has a tendency to try and do a little too much. There he is. He's lucky he didn't get called for the offensive foul. Now he'll get the ball back, and he'll try to make a quick move. He slides, loses it. That is 5 turnovers already for Davis in this game. He had 7 in game number 1.
So we've got a timeout in Phoenix. It's hot outside, 90 degrees, but it's about to get a lot warmer inside.
No need to tell you what tires I got. They They tell you themselves, and they tell you a lot. Kelly, I'm all charged up with superchargers. Kelly, stepping up with my superchargers. Kelly,
Put a charge in your drive.
Kelly Springfield, we're out to change America's tires.
Our circus was in Atlanta and I was feeding Mongo, our 400-pound gorilla. I got too close and Mongo grabbed my Timex. He put it on. He beat the watch. He tore the band. He bit on it. Then he started throwing it. He jumped on it and kept it soaking in his mouth for over 30 minutes. The watch fell between the bars and I got it out. Surprisingly, it was ticking and still is a Timex.
Timex, it takes.
Okay, which one? The alligator or the brand new fox from JCPenney? Gee, the alligator has that terrific color. But so does the fox. And fit, comfort, looks, easy care fabric, they're all the same. And colors, there's even a fox and raspberry. So, what's the difference?
About $5 less. See you later, alligator.
So far, this is by far the best shooting game of the series for Lenny Wilkens Sonics. They are 24 of 48. They have hit 50%, led by Gus Williams with 24 points. And if these guys are going to hit 50%, they could gosh darn be unbeatable the way they rebound and play defense. Sigma faces it. High bounce and a whistle underneath, and DJ is hurt, but not seriously. Shaken up. It's against Truck Robinson, his fourth. Number 4 on Robinson. With Adams lost to an ankle injury, the Suns can ill afford to lose Robinson on fouls. DJ sends it back to John. He was a little bit out of control. And John Johnson's flat shot is off Bougie. Here's Davis. JJ slowing him up at the midcourt line. Davis gets inside, double team, sends it back down to Truck. Underhand short, and Robinson stayed with it.
Leonard knew that he had missed that one, and he just followed it right up. The ball came back to him.
Started the second half with Seattle leading. Then it was Phoenix. Seattle again. Back to Phoenix. Then Seattle, and now Phoenix again. There's the offensive rebound, and the lead goes back the other way.
John Johnson got great inside position on Walter Davis for that offensive rebound.
Westfall shoots the baseline. Shot is short. And quick pass. And Williams runs it down from the corner. It's off, and here's Davis.
He's faster than a lot of people, and not Gus Williams when he doesn't have the ball.
Well, I'll tell you, these 3 refs are going up and down the floor, too. The pace has been furious. Robinson's off. Davis, offense. Threw up the reverse layup a little heavily underneath.
That's where the left hand would have come in handy if he had confidence in it. Paul Westphal, I guarantee, would have shot it with his left hand. Here's the shot. Now watch Davis. Gets the lucky break on the bounce. There he goes. He tries to spin it with the right hand. Comes over, and Kramer picks up the foul. Kramer picks up his 3rd foul, the 3rd team foul. None on the Sonics.
Scott checks in. Westfall is taking Dennis. Boozy trying to cool off Gus, who missed that last shot from the corner. There's that pass, a little high. Sigma stays with it, and Kramer out with the steal. Quickly to Boozy. Westfall spins. Here's Boozy now. Knocked away and run down by Scott, and here's Truck. He's off with the shot. The angle is back. Got the offensive rebound. Fakes on Shelton. Misses again, and Shelton muscles the rebound. Dennis Johnson leads the 3 Sonics back. He traveled. No basket.
Let's watch this last sequence here. Dennis Johnson advances the ball up the floor quickly. JJ right back to him. 1-2 steps, no dribble. Have to bounce the ball, DJ.
Joel Kramer is breathing heavily. I think he's saying, oh my gosh, I didn't expect this afternoon. Is he hanging tough? He getting worked over. Here's Wesley now. Kramer's over there to screen, and Paul goes right straight up with a shot, and it's the Suns again. 6:50 And you can see the exhaustion now written across some of these faces. And these are some of the greatest athletes in the world. They got to just keep on going. Off to Sigma. Faces up on Kramer. Misses again, and Boosie's underneath for the rebound. Just one shot for the Sonics. Boosie pulls up. Run down by Alvin Scott. So the Suns get an offensive rebound. Williams inviting Westfall to go to the right, tried to pass it inside from behind the back, and then Boosie stuck right with Gus, and it goes over to the side. How about that defense?
That's some tough playing on both parts. J.J. with the incredible behind-the-back pass to still get it to Gus. Boosie with the good hand. Now watch here. Gus Williams' hand was the last one to touch it. Went out of bounds. Tried to force it in off of Sigma's foot. There's the pass by J.J. again right there. The ball touches Gus's hand out of bounds.
Chevrolet invites you to think of yourself in a new Monte Carlo. Think of yourself surrounded by crisp, sculptured lines. Think of yourself enjoying the very real pleasures of owning a Monte Carlo. Think of yourself surrounded with personal luxury, quiet comfort, and a surprising amount of room. And when you've thought about it, come drive one and put a little distance between yourself and the crowd.
When a $40 million aircraft comes in for a service check, you take charge. In 10 short hours, it's all systems go. Now comes Miller time. Time for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life.
When it's time to relax, and you got the time, then we've got the beer, Miller beer.
Because we fly a whole new world of travelers, we know the world expects good service from an airline, and at a great price. So we have our full service economy class, offering every Pan Am passenger complete service no matter how inexpensive their ticket. For a lot of people, economy is the best idea an airline can have.
We fly the world the way the world wants to fly.
Wednesday, after 10 years in retirement, can Jim West and Artemis Gordon make a comeback? Find out on the Wild Wild West Revisited, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Seattle and Lenny Wilkins have converted just one of their last 5 field goal attempts, so that Gotti 50% drops off to 47.
And Joe Kramer's played tough defense and made Jack Sigma miss 4 of those.
Now it's Joe with the ball, Rick, and Sigma watching him. Westfall comes around to screen. The shot is way off, you can tell. Gus Williams to the attack for the Sonics. Slow it down now. They'll bring it outside. And Joel is pushing, trying to keep Sigma out away from the basket. They go backdoor to John. He traveled. Turn it over.
That was a fine play that time by Gus Williams on the pass. There's the fine pass because Alvin Scott turned his head to his defensive man, lost him for a second. There was a little pump fake and the little shuffle of the feet by J.J.
Suns lead the Sonics by a point. 5:36 to go. Third period in Game 3 of the Western Conference Championship Series. Truck puts up a fake double team that goes quickly to Boosie. An open man on the other side of him, too. Scott misses the shot, and Johnson's backing out, letting out of Williams. Gus trying to come inside of Boosie, and as he turned the corner, Boosie fouled him. Rick, who was wide open on the right side of Truck that time?
John Johnson actually zoned up, didn't get called for it. When Alvin Scott cleared out, he stayed in the middle, then he went and double-teamed Truck Robinson. Alvin was open underneath for a layup, but Truck never saw him.
4 fouls on Boosie, who gambled, and Williams missed the shot. He's a rebound for Robinson, right to the Truck that time. Scott goes across to Boosie. Comes up with the shot. Now it's a 3-point. Suns lead. That may be the biggest lead that either team has had here in the second half. Sigma moves it to DJ. He'll put one up on Westfall. That's 12 for Dennis, 24 for Gus. That's 36 in the guard spot. Westfall inside. For Westfall, 14, 17 for Robinson. Kramer with 7, Adams had 8 before he was lost for the game in the first period. JJ double team quickly to Gus. And Robinson again. Defensive rebound, not giving the Sonics that second shot. They are keeping Shelton off the glass right now.
If the Suns score, I'm pretty certain that Lenny Wilkins is liable to call a timeout here.
Lenny is up. Scott is open. Shot is off.
He still wants it.
Going to take it anyway, Rick. And when you come back, the Suns will have sent in Davis, Hurd, and Brock.
And what they've been doing is Seattle's been playing a perimeter game, and the jump shot is not working for them. And when that happens, you have a lot of problems, especially with the Suns being in the penalty situation next foul.
Big idea.
The big Delco shock sale. Wherever you see this poster in your neighborhood, AC Delco is making it possible for you to save on Delco shock absorbers. Big shocks with 59% more shock capacity than ordinary 1-inch shocks. Delco regular and heavy duty. Big shocks, big sale, big Delco shock sale.
Thanks, Delco. It really is a big shock.
Sale.
Alcoa can't wait.
Here they come, pouring in from California and Vermont, from Texas, Oklahoma, and Georgia, from all over the country. Billions of used aluminum cans headed for recycling. Today, about 1 out of 4 aluminum cans is recycled and used again. Tomorrow, maybe 1 out of 3. Someday, maybe every one of them.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
Winners go with winners. Winners rent from Hertz. Hertz is #1, with more Fords and other fine cars waiting for you, with more people to help you, with more services to get you in and out of a car fast. No wonder the presidents of over 80% of America's top 500 companies carry Hertz cards. Are you a winner? Go with Hertz. It's where the winners rent.
Hertz, where the winners rent.
Well, our producer, Bob Stenner, has found Alvin Adams, and he's outside near our CBS truck. Alvin, what did Dr. Steingart tell you about the injury? How bad is it?
Well, I've had about 3 ankle sprains this year. It is just a bad ankle sprain. I had, I think, 2 in November and 1 in early December. And it's not broken, and it's just a bad sprain.
How did you suffer the injury? What happened on the play, Alvin?
There was a long offensive rebound, and I went up and tipped it in, and I think some of the defensive players, some of the Seattle guys backed up, and when I came down, I landed right on top of somebody's foot and just twisted it.
Alvin, you just stay out there and enjoy the game on one of our monitors. We'll check back with you a little bit later. I'm glad to hear that it is not a serious injury. Here now we have Dennis Johnson of the Seattle SuperSonics coming to the free throw line after the foul on Gar Hurd, which was his second.
And Brent, that's the penalty situation against the Suns, and the Sonics do not have a team foul yet in this quarter with only 3:44 left.
Well, the Suns without Alvin, Rick, probably have to exert a little more muscle now if they can.
They've got to go all out. And Alvin's got to be proud of the job that Joel Kramer's done as his replacement, but he's had a fine one to watch and observe from.
Suns up by a field goal at the 3:30 mark in the third period, and there's the young man of the afternoon, Joel Kramer. Brooks, he's dead on.
Again, the Phoenix game has been somewhat of a perimeter game also, but fortunately for them, the balls have been dropping in the basket, and that's enabled them to maintain this lead.
Bratz with 6 off John's bench. Freddie Brown has been scoreless. He is on the score sheet. There's his first field goal. Does not have the padding. He did not play with it in the Kingdome Friday night. Hope you saw some of that game. 31,900. And it was fierce, as this one is. Davis. He's so quick, Rick, when he takes that step.
And that's what he needs to do. Catch the ball and shoot it quickly, as we watch it here with John Johnson. This time he doesn't give the pump fake. He goes right up. John Johnson right with him. Not much you can do about that.
Well, the Coliseum wants defense. Shelton is off and Sickman to the offensive rebound, and there's a foul underneath. He was in between Bratz and Kramer, and it's go against Bratz.
There's where that tremendous height advantage. Watch Sickman come in. Joel didn't quite get good position on him defensively. Sickman was able to get near the hole, and his height advantage served its purpose that time. Joel needs to probably put a little more body on him outside to keep him away from the board.
And Rick, you talk so much about free throws hurting Phoenix. Now it is the Sonics who can do a number at this free throw line.
Yes, and Jack did not capitalize on that first opportunity.
One of two with Bayard Forrest. Checking into John McLeod's lineup, rookie Joel Kramer. And that's a rest that young man is enjoying indeed. It's like an oasis in the middle of a desert right now. Bratz is off, a little short, and Sickman to the rebound. John Johnson eyes the floor. Studies where he's going to go, and he traveled. Dennis Johnson traveled when he took the pass. He checked over to me, and I said, yes, DJ, big fella, you did that time. It was on the camera. He's still not sure. It's Bratz. Forrest moves outside on Sickman. You get a little motion in that attack. It makes Sickman work.
Double screen that time, Brent. They had two men picking for Paul Westphal. A set pattern. You get Paul that wide open, he's going to make a high percentage of those.
Now, Linney would like to heat up downtown Freddie Brown. Bayard is just leaning on Sickman. JJ is off and Hurd with the rebound. There's Freddie Brown. Bad pass. Brown was just waiting at the pass for the ambush.
Now let's just watch this way Paul Westphal got open on that last basket. There's the pass off to Paul Westphal. You saw Gar Hurd setting the great screen on Johnson. He couldn't get through.
They go behind Westphal, and he's stuck right with it. And Johnson's protesting. Westphal came over. Dennis couldn't believe it. They ruled it was off of him. The Suns are up by 5. 121. Wilkins doesn't like the call. He's looking across now, and Bratz's short offensive rebound for Hurd. Forrest came back as Freddie Brown was slammed to the floor, and finally the foul call.
And Mike Bratz actually had the ball. No, he just lost it out of bounds. He would have had a layup. Watch the action. The miss by Hurd. Right here, a little push that time by Forrest. Freddie gives a little lat job. Bratz had the ball, just lost it.
Oh, I thought sure they had the foul, but they didn't, Rick. You're right. Shelton ships it to Johnson Brown. Bratz with him and downtown. Those halfway in.
Fouls on Jack Sickma going over the back.
That ball was halfway down the basket.
Here we see the shot coming up. Now watch Jack Sickma as the ball comes in right there. Crashes in to Bayard Forrest.
4 on Sickma. Autry up. Without Alvin Adams, the Phoenix Suns have drawn together. They lead the Sonics by 5. And whistle.
Offensive foul, Brad Forrest. He actually set 2 mighty tough screens that time. We'll watch it again. Westphal on the move. Here's the first one right there. He gives a little shove off. He got away with that one. No, that's the one they caught him on. He had given one just like that previously.
Here they come. It's going the other way this time.
This time Dennis Autry gave a little move that time. Trying to hook the man, Mike Bratz. Officials really not letting this game get out of control. I'm glad to see that. Let them play with skill. There's the play. Now watch Autry. He'll turn to set the screen. You'll see Bratz going to come off right there. Autry hooked him with the left arm. He couldn't see it, but he moved that left arm out to try and get him.
Davis muscling free, and Shelton takes it to downtown Phoenix, and Bratz comes through. Foul called as Hurd came up for the offensive rebound. Foul is on Silas.
Well, they had a great opportunity that time, so they had to take it. They really had a layup. John McLeod would probably have preferred that they run the clock down and gotten the last shot and score and not give Seattle an opportunity. Now Seattle has a chance to score the last basket of the quarter. Lenny instructing his team, get it done right away. They do that regardless of whether he says it or not. Phoenix liable to pressure the inbounds pass there, Brent.
They will. They go right after it, Brent. They double team Brown, who knocked it off of Bratz. They had him trapped back there. They went at Freddie Friday night. Of course, he's got that bad hand. He's coming off the broken bone in the left hand. And this will dribble it up. There's the pass before he gave it up as the third period comes to an end. The Suns will get a standing ovation. 12 minutes to go. 82-75. Long, long way from over.
Say, babe, did you know B.F. Goodrich has the best-selling line of high-performance radios?
No kidding.
You know they're the most dependable radios Goodrich ever made?
No kidding.
You know the Goodrich blimp is over the stadium?
No kidding. Oh, go! Goodrich doesn't have a blimp.
No kidding.
We're the other guys. B.F. Goodrich, the leader in high-performance radios.
The NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station.
She was 40, he was 20. His mother was her best friend.
She is my age.
The Anatomy of a Seduction on the CBS Tuesday night movies.
This is CBS.
In that third period, 5 Suns contributed to the scoring against only 4 Sonics. Shelton and Williams did not score for Lenny Wilkins. Phoenix did the job that they had to do. And Gus is over on the Sonic bench. Brown and Dennis Johnson will start the final 12 minutes with a whole lot of time left in this one. Sigma. Silas had rolled back and they forced the steal. There's the young man, Kramer again. Freddie knocked it out of bounds. Suns will keep it.
Let's watch this fine steal by Kramer again. He's got really good hands. I'm very impressed by him. Here he is there. The ball's put up by Sigma. Got a hand on it once. Another time a hand on it. There it is. Good clean steal.
A 7-point lead by the Phoenix Suns. And they've got the ball. Shelton dueling Davis. Walter was trying to get open and Bratz was waiting for him. Dead on, Michael Bratz. Westfall coming with DJ, who spins. Now he's inside of him. Into Sigma. It's one-on-one, and Jack will face up. Short, and it's Paul Silas, the chairman, knocked away by Hurd with a great block.
Let's see how Paul Silas got that ball. There's the shot coming up. He had the inside position. Gets the rebound, goes up. Gar Hurd, great timing to block the shot.
Sigma double teamed. Tapped in by DJ. His value, defense and rebounding for the guard spot. Loose on the turnover. They come right back. Now it's Brown. decides not to go through with it. Dennis hangs short, Hurd off Bratz. Sikma is back. Davis on the right. Bratz went inside. Michael Bratz.
That's a great move. Jack Sikma never expected that move. Even sure he thought the pass was coming. Protected the ball well that time.
That's twice Bratz hasn't passed. Steal by the Greyhound. Here comes Walter. Oh, it's Bratz. He missed and Hurd. Stays with it. Score it. He is fouled.
And both Bratz and Davis are on the floor to the right of the basket. They just get up. Here's the play. Uses the right hand this time. The spin took it a little bit too far. Bounces off the rim. Hurd. The good rebound. Gets fouled. Puts it in the basket. Great hustle that time by Phoenix. And the crowd has pumped them up. Here's a different angle. Right there is the right hand. The left hand would have worked a lot easier, but so many players don't use it. But that was the last basket preceding that one that Bratz did score on.
Timeout. 10 to go in Phoenix.
Nobody decides to be a drummer.
Ralph, please.
You just find yourself drumming.
Ralph, please.
It doesn't make you instantly popular.
Ralph, please.
And no one asks you to play their favorite tunes.
Ralph, please.
But with endless practice
Ralph, please.
and fanatical persistence,
Ralph, please.
you'd get there. Your drumming isn't just noise anymore. And you're not the only one who thinks so. When a lifetime of work has gone into playing a piece of music, Pioneer thinks you should hear all of it. So we design our high-fidelity components not to add anything or take anything away. That's why we become #1 today with people who care about music. Pioneer, we bring it back alive.
Smaller cars are the toughest on oil. Their hot, high-revving engines can break down an oil's viscosity in no time. In fact, in an independent lab test of SAE 10W40s, Quaker State and Pennzoil both showed significant breakdown in viscosity. Castrol didn't break down at all. Any oil can resist breaking down in the can. Castrol doesn't break down in your engine. Castrol, the motor oil engineered for smaller cars.
Alvin Adams, as you watch our CBS monitors, what's your impression of Joel Kramer, who's filled in for you?
Well, I haven't seen Jack Sikma score a point since Joel's been on him. I think Joel's defensive job and the job that Mike Bratz is doing on offense now has turned the game around. We haven't given up that many offensive rebounds this quarter either, which is another big key.
And there is another man, Alvin, Michael Bratz, who's done a fine job, hasn't he?
A great job. Those Mike and Joel are just, I think, turning the game around here in the beginning of this quarter.
Gar Hurd is at the line for the Suns. Short on that free throw. Sikma's off. 10 minutes and 12 seconds. It's an 11-point Phoenix lead. Gus is back in. He'll try to get right into the offense. Sikma had it knocked away and was fouled as he came up with the rebound.
That's where penetration hurt so much. Gus was able to get into the gut this time, and you see the men had to go. Kramer had to go and shut off the initial play. That left Jack Sikma wide open. Nobody picked him up. That penetration kills you all the time.
One team foul apiece. Sikma double-teamed. Jumps into Silas. Silas stays. And Joel Kramer with the rebound. Now it's Westfall. Looks DJ squarely in the eye and got the roll. Look out now.
It's important for the Suns to keep the heat on the Sonics right now. They've got to come down, take good shots. Don't get carried away with themselves right now. Don't let the emotion of the crowd get them out of their ball game.
Sonics have to stay with what got them there. Not that. Great double team. Lead man Westfall. 92-77, Phoenix erupts.
Timeout being called by the Sonics. They have got to try and stem the tide here. The Suns are really turning it on. Walter Davis with the pass to Westfall, loses the handle on it just a bit. Forced to have to shoot it with the right hand. Gets it in the basket.
And here comes Captain Freddie Brown to speak to the officials. Sonics aren't happy.
You pilot ships out to open sea through currents that can run you aground. And the only map you trust is the one you keep in your head. Now comes Miller time. Time to head back for the best tasting beer you can find, Miller High Life.
When it's time to relax, we've got the beer, Miller Beer.
DuPont presents the car wax with a watertight guarantee. Rain Dance. It's guaranteed to shine longer, to bead water longer. Guaranteed to last longer than the leading car waxes. Or DuPont gives you your money back. Repeat. Rain Dance is guaranteed to shine longer, to bead water longer, to last longer. The Rain Dance guarantee is watertight.
This is it!
America, if you want a good-looking, full-size wagon with a handy door gate that opens 3 ways.
This is it!
This is it.
This is it!
With twin lockable storage compartments.
This is it!
Push-button seat conversion.
This is it!
Plus a real nice feeling on the road. This is it. The new generation Chevrolet. In just 2 years, America's best-selling wagon. See and drive it at your Chevrolet dealers now.
Next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, the pros George McGinnis and Doug Collins, the old pros Kevin Lockery and Gus Johnson, and the would-be pros Kevin Dobson and Ben Vereen all go 3-on-3 shooting for a championship. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Captain Freddie Brown with official Bob Rako. Rick, I'm going to speculate that he thinks Phoenix is playing a zone defense on that trap. Somebody's sagging in the middle. Is that possible?
There's no question about it. Any good defensive team in this league does that when they run that type of a defense. Seattle does it themselves. I mentioned it earlier with John Johnson.
Shelton missing off Sickman's left hand. Now, listen to these 2 statistics. Seattle is shooting just 20% from the field in the 4th. Phoenix at 83%. Rick, for the game, the Sonics lead rebounding, but only 42-40. Kramer has stolen the ball 3 times, Bratz 3 times. The steals are even at 8 apiece. It is Davis. Short, and Michael Bratz had it knocked away, and there's Kramer.
Brent, that's one of the reasons is Phoenix has been able to get in there and get some second opportunities. Here you see Bratz with the first rebound. Right there, Sickman knocks the ball away, but right to Joel Kramer, he gets the foul against Shelton. But that's exactly why. And now Seattle comes down. Meanwhile, on the other end, they're not getting too many second opportunities, but they're playing the perimeter game.
I remember during the year wondering why John McLeod used his bench as much as he did. It's paying off here this afternoon. They have looked the crisis in the eye, and these guys have been ready because they've got experience.
I agree 100%, Brent. I don't know why you have players on your team if you don't want to play them. They're getting paid money. Give them some experience. This is where it pays off.
Johnson's lob to JJ. Missed the shot and come back. And again, it was Kramer. Oh, there was contact underneath that time. John Johnson spinning back on Kramer.
And it was an offensive foul against John Johnson. Watch the play. There's the miss. Now watch Kramer come up on this play. Right there for the block. Johnson with the left arm swung and hit him in the face. He's going out to get some treatment by Joe Crosby.
A standing ovation. There is no need to lose your cool and take a shot back like that. And I suspect that John Johnson knows it better than anyone.
And I'm surprised they didn't call an intentional foul and give him 2 shots.
Watts coming up, blocked by Williams. Back to Hurd. Loose, Sonics. Silas now hands off to DJ. Lead to Gus. Williams moves inside. Silas. And there was a foul as Gus was hanging in the air and dishing on. It's against Forrest. There's the foul situation.
Yes, Brent, actually that was a good foul that time for the Suns because Paul Silas had a wide open layup. Now they just get the ball back. The Sonics do, that is.
Through Sickman's legs and out of bounds. A couple of times, Jack Sickman's been on a different planet. That's not like him.
Well, I don't think he really anticipated that move. That was a bobble by Silas off of his knee, and he really never expected to see the ball. It's tough for the big man, 6'10", to get down that low.
Jack is out now on Forrest. Here's Davis. Davis maneuvers. Uses Hurd short. Away from Williamson this time. Sickman dribbles out. John Johnson lead to Dennis. And Walter Davis with the foul as DJ Kennedy running. That's 3 on Davis.
Here's the play. Watch him move right there. He moves his body. Picks up the foul.
And Kramer is right back, as you can see. Williams open. And he's coming with the penetration shot now, as Rick pointed out. At one time he came inside, drew the defense to him. So instead of staying out at the perimeter, Gus is just going inside with the shot. 7 minutes and 32 seconds left. That's the key for Seattle.
Chevy's nationwide celebration is coming from May 11th to Memorial Day, so get ready, America! Because you're invited to join Chevy dealers in celebrating the arrival of the first Chevy of the 80s, Chevy Citation. And see the other great Chevy cars and trucks that have made Chevrolet #1. Come on, America, get ready for Chevy's nationwide celebration, starting this Friday, May 11th at your Chevy dealers.
Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration.
The Miller people promised me a case of light beer if I could keep this ball spinning for the length of this commercial. Now, I'm not one to show off, but I do just about anything for a few light beers. You see, light's got 1/3 less calories than the regular beer and it's less filling, so I can stay loose. But the thing I like best is the taste. And I believe at this time that somebody here owes me a case of that taste. Thanks a lot, boys. See you around.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Hey, Charlie.
Simon Eyes announces a new car wax that not only beads up the rain, but also stands up to the sun. Introducing Simon Eyes Shines Like the Sun. The new premium car wax that starts brighter, stays brighter than the leading premium wax. Come rain or come shine. Use Simon Eyes Shines Like the Sun. It starts brighter, stays brighter than the leading premium wax.
As soon as the Phoenix Suns arrived home yesterday, they came right to the Coliseum for a practice. They did not anticipate losing Alvin Adams in the first period. The rest of this ball club has drawn together, taken its biggest single-game lead of the series so far, 94-79. Away from Davis, and there was a foul. It's going off to the Sonics.
There's Walter's move. Gets the knife right through and just lost the ball.
Each trip is critical now for the men in green. Great pass by Sikla. Blocked as Silas came up. Goaltending, put it down. Gar Hurd was over on Silas. There's one trip for him. 94-81.
There's the shot. Silas goes up. The ball hits the glass. Once it hits the glass and it's on its way to the basket, you cannot touch it.
John Johnson comes out. Walter Davis takes him in underneath. JJ trying to deny him the ball. Walter on the move on him. Short. Taken down by DJ. Gus is open. Here they come.
Defensive breakdown that time, and that really hurts. That 17-point lead is all of a sudden down to 11. Plenty of time left. Now they cannot come down and try to do anything.
So instead of staying out at the perimeter, Gus is just going inside with the shot. 7 minutes and 32 seconds left. That's the key for Seattle.
Chevy's nationwide celebration is coming from May 11th to Memorial Day, so get ready, America! Because you're invited to join Chevy dealers in celebrating the arrival of the first Chevy of the 80s, Chevy Citation. And see the other great Chevy cars and trucks that have made Chevrolet #1. Come on, America, get ready for Chevy's nationwide celebration, starting this Friday, May 11th at your Chevy dealers.
Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration, Chevy celebration.
The Miller people promised me a case of light beer if I could keep this ball spinning for the length of this commercial. Now, I'm not one to show off, but I do just about anything for a few light beers. You see, light's got 1/3 less calories than the regular beer and it's less filling, so I can stay loose. But the thing I like best is the taste. And I believe at this time that somebody here owes me a case of that taste. Thanks a lot, boys. See you around.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Hey, Charlie.
Simonize announces a new car wax that not only beads up the rain, but also stands up to the sun. Introducing Simonize Shines Like the Sun. The new premium car wax that starts brighter, stays brighter than the leading premium wax. Come rain or come shine. Use Simonize Shines Like the Sun. It starts brighter, stays brighter than the leading premium wax.
As soon as the Phoenix Suns arrived home yesterday, they came right to the Coliseum for a practice. They did not anticipate losing Alvin Adams in the first period. The rest of this ball club has drawn together, taken its biggest single-game lead of the series so far, 94-79. Away from Davis, and there was a foul. It's going off to the Sonics.
There's Walter's move. Gets the knife right through and just lost the ball.
Each trip is critical now for the men in green. Great pass by Sikla. Blocked as Silas came up. Goaltending, put it down. Gar Hurd was over on Silas. There's one trip for him. 94-81.
There's the shot. Silas goes up. The ball hits the glass. Once it hits the glass and it's on its way to the basket, you cannot touch it.
John Johnson comes out. Walter Davis takes him in underneath. JJ trying to deny him the ball. Walter on the move on him. Short. Taken down by DJ. Gus is open. Here they come.
Defensive breakdown that time, and that really hurts. That 17-point lead is all of a sudden down to 11. Plenty of time left. Now they cannot come down and try to do anything different. They still have to play their game. They can't get too cautious, Fred.
And the Suns are up against a tough defensive team. Inside to Westfall, short. Davis out of nowhere. A big rebound by Walter. It was a bad shot by Westfall.
Definitely a big basket. If they had missed, they had a chance to get it back down underneath Penn. Now, defense so important for the Suns.
Kramer rolled off, and they go back to Sikma, who missed the shot.
Jack Sikma having a real tough shooting afternoon.
That's two tough shooting games in a row. Westfall to the right hand. Layup is short. Silas Bonneball. Guesser's got control now. 5:54. JJ put it away. 96-85.
This is why the Seattle team is so tough. They just believe they can win any game they play, regardless of how many points they're behind.
They are tough mentally as well as physically.
Open up.
5:37 now. Here's the young man Kramer. Sikma out on him. Davis with the screen, double team Westfall behind now to Davis. Walter with a jumper. And the two work it perfectly. Westfall through the double team, and Walter got himself open. 98-85. And if Westfall and Davis warm up, Seattle will find it twice as tough. Hurd is open on the steal. Kramer was the man. Back to Hurd. Boozy.
That's what got him the lead. A tough defense. Come up with those steals. Forced a tough shot. That time another steal leads to an easy basket.
5 minutes in Phoenix. I'm Brent Musburger with Rick Barry. And the Suns are closing in on their first victory of the series, but the Sonics won't quit as JJ hits another one, and Shelton will check in.
As will Chuck Robinson for the Suns. So the two big horses coming back in.
Suns bringing the clock down. Perfectly willing to trade baskets at this point.
Davis and Johnson really went at it.
Blocked him. DJ blocked Westfall. Kramer outside over Silas.
Dennis Johnson, Johnny Johnson and Walter Davis really had to go at it that time, Brent, exchanging the pushes and the shoves.
Kramer has scored 11 points. He's taken a shot to the face. And it's offense on Gus Williams. Here's the truck.
You saw Gus right there dip his right and left shoulder into Boosie that time as Alvin Scott comes in.
Here's the move I anticipated. John McLeod is going to go with Chuck Robinson and Gar Hurd together. He's going to rest Kramer at 4:05. He'll go with Bratz now and Boosie in the backcourt. Scott will go up front. So Robinson and Hurd are in there for muscle against Shelton and Sikma. Intercepted by Gus. Dribbles out for the Sonics. Gus hangs and gets the roll. 102 92-89 at 3:44 now. Pressure is on Lenny Wilkins' defense. None better than DJ, who switches off this time. He's over on Scott. They work Bratz underneath, and he dribbles through. Shot clock inside of 8. Deflected by Sigma. Jack won't be able to save it as he went out of bounds. And Joe Kramer is right back in the game. Scott.
Walter Davis back in.
Here comes trainer Joe Krosky over to Bratz. He is already wearing a bandage on his right knee. The trainer is off to my right. There it is. Joe Krosky taking a look down there. Wrenched the knee a bit. Bratz has been one of the key men off John McLeod's bench here today. It has been an afternoon for the other guys, and you know, when Phoenix battled its way into the championship a few years ago against Boston, a couple of guys named Van Arsdale and Erickson were coming off the bench down the stretch. Lenny Wilkins has had some frustrating times against those men here today. Sonics go for the steal. Suns have got it back. Davis.
Way outside of his range. Bad shot.
Williams now. JJ's ahead of him. Gus will spin on. He would have had it too. He was fouled as he came up with the shot.
You can see how Gus Williams is matured as a basketball player as he makes the move right here. He caught Walter Davis leading to his right a little bit, makes the drive, gets fouled in the body, almost comes up to three-point play. He realizes, Brent, that the outside shot's not working for him, and he's taking the ball to the basket, and he scored a couple of big baskets as a result.
Gus Williams with 30 points here this afternoon.
Brent, it was exactly in this arena that Gus Williams, I think, learned a very valuable lesson for his professional career in the 75 playoffs that we played against these Phoenix Suns. He was a member of the team I was on, the Golden State Warriors, and I think it was a great learning experience for him.
Pressure in the backcourt. Kramer helping out. Kramer's up front with Walter Davis and Truck Robinson. As Hurd went out quickly. Loose steal, and Boozy went back into John Johnson after giving up the ball, and Boozy's angry with himself.
You saw him lose control, and there he just makes two silly plays. He compounded one mistake by committing another silly foul.
5 fouls on Boozy. He'll go out. Westfall will return.
Those are the type of plays that just really add a little more fuel to the opposition's fire in their effort to come back. You make those silly plays like that, and it's unusual for Boosie, who we've always said is a very fine ball handler.
The Phoenix fans were watching Friday night. The fans wave up in Seattle. Look at them wave in the background here in Phoenix. Trying to distract the man at the free throw line as they were doing in the Kingdom.
Brent, believe me, you don't pay any attention to them if you're a good free throw shooter. You don't even know they're there.
Trouble is, not everybody can shoot your percentage. They're not that good. John Johnson buries one, and pressure in the backcourt. 102-92, 10-point game, and a foul. 5 on Sigma.
Here's to see the play right here. Sigma coming over. It's almost an identical replay. There's the foul again that happened to Forrest when he was trying to pick up Gus Williams in the backcourt. Only the roles were reversed this time.
John Johnson was back talking to Dennis, giving him some advice. Westfall toweling off. There's the young rookie from San Diego State who's had himself an afternoon to remember here in Phoenix. Here they go again.
10 points. They've cut 7 off of that 17-point lead. Plenty of time.
2:58 is an eternity when you're playing against a team like Seattle. Williams comes right around Bratz inside a second man. Dishes Dennis Johnson was open, short with a shot, and then Dennis collided with Westfall, smashed into him. Foul call, no question about it.
The shot by Dennis, he knew he missed it. His anxiety to go after the ball, he just crashed into Paul Westfall. This is a man who I would feel very confident with him up at the free throw line.
Kansas City and Seattle have concentrated heavily on Paul Westphal. In 10 playoff games prior to this one, he averaged 20.9. During the season, his poorest 10-game stretch was 19.6. Here this afternoon, he has 21, shooting for 22, and taking his time, he's got it. 105-92. And the Suns are in command.
And close to doing what they knew they had to do, win both games here at home. They got a chance for the first one.
Dennis on the spinner is off. Gus to the offensive rebound, comes back up. 105-94, 2:33. Pressure. Kramer yelling out instructions. Westphal will keep dribbling. Ball will bring it up. Gets it across the timeline. Stays with it. Weaves to the left. Oh, Westphal has just hammered down a nail.
Now let's watch what Paul Westphal did. Here he beats his man. Go all the way from the start. We'll watch it. Here he comes, weaving in and out. Comes up the middle, gets fouled right there, makes the basket. Very big play for the Suns, and in particular for Paul Westphal.
Westphal back at the line, hoping to complete the three-point play with Wally Walker having checked in for the Sonics. He'll work up front with John Johnson and Sigma. They'll go to some outside shooters, and the muscle is out. Shelton, of course, cannot return. Davis runs it down on the move, and he stepped out of bounds. Dick Pavetta picked it right up. So Lonnie Shelton came into game 3 having hit 8 of 14, 8 of 15. He fouls out with a total of 6 points. And he's cooled off. Sigma hits 2. Now for Jack, that's 13 points. First field goal here in the 4th period. 158, 108-96. Truck. 110-96.
All they have to do now is just hold on to the basketball, use up some time.
Here's John Johnson. Seattle's got the DJ quickly. Rim in. Davis on the floor. Lead pass to Bruss. Blocked by John Johnson. Crowd erupts. That was, of course, because of the earlier incident. This was just a fine effort by John.
He just tried to block it. He actually caught Bruss on the arms. He didn't hit him in the head.
Absolutely. If you're going to hurt a man in that situation, you're going to undercut him. So here's Bruss, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I know that Paul Westphal has tossed in 25 points. I'm going to vote for Joel Kramer as the most valuable player here this afternoon. Rick, how about you?
You really don't think there's any doubt about it.
Well, Westphal has been magnificent shooting.
If Joel Kramer hadn't done the job that he did coming in off the bench for Alvin Adams, Paul Westphal would not have been given the opportunity to have the type of game that he had, so I concur 100%. In fact, this young man shooting free throws right here deserves a tremendous amount of credit. As Alvin Adams even pointed out, between he and Joel Kramer, they've turned the game around.
High arch, last minute 35, wandering down, and Bratz was scrambling for that loose ball. Going out after it, even though he leads 111-96. And the Sonic bench was there protecting him from injury, keeping him away from those metal chairs. So the crowd in Phoenix on its feet. The Suns had fallen back by 2 games. Then they came to bat this afternoon in Phoenix, and they're going to put this one away. Humphrey to the floor against Robinson. Look out.
I want to tell you something. Leonard Robinson really got physical in there. I don't think he's like some of the things that are happening. The truck right there. Look at him. Look at him just take Dennis off and say, hey, Dennis, get out of here, pal. He just threw him out of the way like he was just a little toy.
Even though we do not approve of it, it is important in a game of contact where you're going to be involved that at some point, if your teammate has been abused, that somebody in your ball club says, no, we don't do that. And that is a message from Truck Robinson.
Dennis Archer saying, what are you telling me about it? I didn't do anything.
I know, that occasionally happens. In baseball, after a lot of home runs and somebody else throwing, you pay a price. It happens. These men are professionals. These are tough contests. You cannot avoid contact, and no way around it. Not with the speed and muscle they play at. And the truck has delivered it. He's airmailed it. 110 now. 111.97. I wouldn't miss another game of this series. We'll have a game 5 Friday night in Seattle. You best be with us. They'll be ready in the Kingdome. Snyder now and almost stolen by Westfall. Of course, the case is over. Phoenix Suns are going to win their first one. And look at the Sonics still keep on scrambling as Gus Williams gets inside. 111.99. Well, there's still time. They'll keep on firing. That trucker overdrive into Autry this time. And Dennis, who will establish position, calmly walks away from it.
Here you see Truck going. Dennis definitely moving right into him. Running into a Mack truck on the loose, a runaway truck.
And the truck is up now. So we've got 49 seconds here in Phoenix. It was fierce in Seattle and hasn't calmed down in Phoenix.
One thing about Dennis Autry, he's not afraid to put his body up in the way of anyone. That's a perfect indication
you're not picking on any coward when you go with Dennis Autry. He has looked Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the eye. Got a lot of people in this league.
Well, he didn't look him in the eye, but he had to get on his stool to do that.
Well, he got on his tippy toe. Yeah. Williams coming up with that jump shot. Had a fine afternoon. And Wally Walker back with the shot. For Gus, we've got 35 points.
Yeah, but he had 24 at the half, Brent. He had his more third quarter. As you say, didn't score. His outside shooting has left him again. He'll be home practicing the jumper, here tomorrow.
McLean. Autry rebounds. Off now to Gus. Hassett breaks free on the left. Back to Gus. And Wally Walker with 2 quick field goals. Now it's Scott. Up to the truck. Trucker faces up. Knocked out of bounds. Final 11 seconds. And we have given our most valuable player award to Joel Kramer with time running out. A standing ovation for the Suns in Phoenix. It's a brand new ball game in the West. 113 to 109. 103. 113 to 103 is the final score. The Chevrolet Most Valuable Player Award goes to Joel Kramer. The Chevrolet $1,000 scholarship will be awarded to San Diego State on behalf of Kramer. For Rick Barry and the rest of our marvelous crew, let me